Hi friends, it's Dana here. Today I'm reading you a story all about learning, which usually for kids looks a lot like going to school and, repeating all the things the teacher tells you to write and, just trying things over and over and over again. Well, learning can look a different way too, and I'm going to tell you about how I learned how to knit this sweater. See how cool this sweater is right here? Well, I knit this sweater this year, but I started knitting almost 20 years ago. And the first thing I knit was a scarf, which is just one big long straight line, really. And I kept knitting those, and then I made mistakes sometimes when I was knitting, but every time I made a mistake, I thought, how could have I done that differently? And then when I figured out how I would have done it differently, I usually tried again, and I made a new scarf. And when I mastered that scarf, I eventually moved on to hats, which are not straight. They're like this. And I would make hats and make hats for people. And eventually I would get really good at that because I would learn from the mistakes and the things I like to do in the hats. And then I moved on to socks. And eventually I tried this sweater, which you can't see all of it. Here, I'll give you a little bit of a peek. Look at that. This sweater did not turn out perfectly in my opinion either. Personally, I think it turned out a little big down here, and this neck is a little tighter than I would like it to be. But what I do is I think about what would I have done differently? Like maybe I wouldn't have made these stitches here so tight. Next time I make a sweater, I'm going to make them a little looser and see what happens. And that's how you learn how to do things gradually, is by doing them and learning what worked and what didn't work over time. And this book is all about learning something over time. It's called I Can't Do That Yet. It's all about the growth mindset. It is by Esther Cordova and illustrated by Maima W. Adiputri. Here we go. Oops. It's bedtime, Enna. Enna loves all kinds of times. Free time, playtime, cookie time, and even brushing her teeth time. Bedtime is the time that Enna doesn't like. But everyone knows that before bedtime comes story time, and Enna loves story time. Enna's dad asked her to read the first page. Like every evening, Enna responded, I can't do that. Halfway through the story, Baxter crawled into the bed. Her dad pretended that he didn't notice. Enna couldn't remember the end of the story. She must have fallen asleep, but suddenly she wasn't in her bed anymore. She looked around and saw a woman. The woman was tall with long brown hair and glasses. Enna had the feeling she knew her. Somehow they must have met before. Finally, you are here. I was waiting for you all day long, said the woman. Let me show you what we have done. The woman smiled and took Enna by the hand. Look, Enna, this is our office. We usually arrive here at around 9 in the morning. The team we work with is awesome. We hired a bunch of very creative and smart people. Everybody works together, and we lead the technical department. Enna could tell that the woman was excited, but she had no idea what she was talking about. She didn't want to interrupt her, but she didn't understand why the woman kept saying we. Enna had never been here before, and why did the woman look so familiar? Yesterday was a crazy day. The servers went down and everybody was worried. At first, we couldn't find the problem in the code. Our webpage wasn't showing anything, but fortunately, we were able to fix it in just 20 minutes. Enna was confused. She didn't know what servers were or why they were important, but she was glad that the woman was able to fix the problem. Then the woman took Enna to a desk. There she turned on her computer and started writing something on a green background. Enna, I was going to take a break. Can you finish the rest of the work? can't do that." "Really?" The woman started laughing, and Enna thought that was mean, but her laugh was so contagious that she eventually had to laugh too. Suddenly, the woman got up and went to the fridge. She put celery sticks and a jar of peanut butter on the counter. Slowly, the woman started to put a celery stick directly into the jar. Enna's mom always told Enna to use a fork instead of putting the celery directly into the jar, but the woman didn't seem to care. Enna still couldn't remember the woman's name, so she asked, "You are telling me all these things, but I don't even know your name." The woman looked Enna in the eyes and said, "I'm you and you are me." That was not possible. How could one person also be another person? The woman stood up from her chair and whispered, "My name is Enna, and I'm a possible version of you in the future. The only thing different about you and me is time." Enna was confused. "That can't be true. I don't even know what you are talking about. Server, code, I don't do any of that." "You can't do that? Enna, you can't do that yet, because you haven't had the time that I've had. When we were 16, we started to learn computer programming. We made this little game and everything went from there. You really wanted this, and so you created me, just like you created this game." "But I don't remember any of that." "How could you? This is the future. If you want this, it could be your future." Enna couldn't believe what she had just heard. How could all of this be possible? She wasn't like this woman at all, but maybe she really could be like her. This future seemed exciting. Enna had so many thoughts at once that she wasn't able to say anything. The woman said that Enna could be her if she wanted. But what if she didn't want to be her? Enna didn't want to hurt her older self's feelings, so she didn't say anything. Enna's older self looked at her and said gently, "You don't need to say anything. I know exactly how you feel. I want you to meet a few other people. You have to go. All of them care about you very much." These words, she opened a door wide, and Enna could see what was inside. The room was full of Ennas. There were so many Ennas that she didn't know which one to focus on first. Each one seemed different, but at the same time similar. Nobody seemed to notice little Enna. She wished she were able to stay forever and to meet every single one of them. Just when she finally had the courage to step into the room full of Ennas, the door closed. Suddenly, Enna's feet started to feel wet. She heard a voice far away. The voice told her that she had to go now. Then she heard her older self telling her one last thing. "We are always inside you, even when you don't see, feel, or know it." Enna felt Baxter licking her feet and quickly realized that she was back in her bed. She got right up right away and told her dad, "I want to try to read the first page tonight. With a little time, I'll get it right. I just can't do it yet." I can't do that yet. And that is the growth mindset, friends. Let's see, there we go. Okay, that is the end of that book, and I just love that message. I couldn't make this sweater yet when I was back just making those scarves that were straight in one line, but eventually, with time, I was able to get there. That's just what I wanted to do. So thank you so much for reading this story with me. I hope you can think of what you can do next to get to your future. Have a great day, guys. Bye.